Alright, let me start this part with an apology to Pedro, because I checked in the meantime, and I can tell you that yes, he did actually check the option regarding regarding rain. The problem is that the game itself doesn't really tell you. Laguna just stumbles and tell, oh, another time.
Yeah, I was pretty. Go ahead.
I checked in the meantime. You do get to know the fact that Rain died if you go back at Windhill, because she actually has her grave there. So in hindsight, I probably should instead have requested him to go there. So bottom line, this is actually my.
Well, we're still gonna see her grave, as you know.
I guess.
So.
Oh, here we go.
Let's bust in there.
Shoot, and I forget what triggered the whole implication of him being Squall's dad.
Different factors, Jova. There's a point where Laguna.
Don't worry about it.
I'll tell you later.
Just think about it.
Think about it. Just yours.
Are the machine guns and main cannon ready?
Yours is an airship that will pierce the heavens.
Ready?
Don't let Selfie pull the trigger.
Dum 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 dum.
Hey, come on, let her do something.
You know,
cool.
Let's just fire like crazy and make a big hole.
every time these characters are doing something, I can just only think of the Mormon song from that South Park episode about the Mormon. Dum 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 dum. Renoa didn't bother doing the smart thing. Dum 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 dum.
She doesn't usually do that.
Selfie, this is.
Say she's not breaking character.
Oh my! This is.
Action, Shiroi. Excitement.
Of course. But he totally broke through the winch. Yeah, there you go. The Ragnarok can actually do that.
Again, I will give it this. Yeah, like Theo and others have mentioned. Yeah, this game was a fucking amazing technical achievement at the time. I'm not gonna take that away from it. It's just that, you know, that only worked back in the day. Nowadays.
Selfie?
Let's get in there.
Selfie, have you seen some shit?
I think she has.
We sure made a big mess.
Selfie, have you been...
Ready to take off?
No.
Selfie, have you been getting into the medicinals again?
I think...
Alright, if I recall correctly, right now as we land, we're about to get a small reunion, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's either there or in the next screen.
But yeah, no, that's the thing too. No, I was pretty confident that I remembered going through all the options, you know. It's just that we talked.
It feels so weird.
It's just that we talked over it.
Doesn't mention directly like that.
Well, Theo, that's kind of this game's modus operandi. It only explains something if it actually feels like it.
Oh, it's right. It's Raijin now.
Yeah. Go ahead, do it.
And it's Fujin.
Oh, then no, impossible.
I'll take over.
Oh my god, she said more than one word. That voice.
That's what. Well, Jova. That's when you know she's pissed off.
See, Raijin changed his voice so much when he changes the personal voices.
Well, that's kind of been the running gag so far, anyway. Good, convenient. Except up until this point, has been with accents, but now it's full-blown voices.
That's right. Hand over and all, you know.
No. I'll never hand over the
Did you notice that? She's like seriously, she's literally Squall's. What's the word at this point?
Girlfriend?
I said arm candy.
No, that's it. Go arm candy. Yeah. She's literally Squall's arm candy at this point. Seriously.
And we're taking Ellone. I won't let you resurrect Adele either.
You're greedy, you know. Not fair, you know.
I'm not the one supporting a madman.
Persuasion. Useless. Seize. How many times do we have to defeat you before you guys realize that it's useless?
She's right, you know. Let's go. Basically, it's funny because this is the only second time we actually fight them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Really?
Well,
this was the third time.
No. Was it?
I'm pretty sure this is the third.
It's the third time for Raijin. We fought Raijin
once.
See, just like I said, you know.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, like. It's mostly the reason it bothers me so much is because again, it's in just a handful of parts we've literally gone from Renault fully going to a point where she's basically, she lost what little agency she had and basically just goes along with what Squall says. Squall literally goes against her wishes on going to S-Star, despite the danger that implies. It's just like she always said, it's just a very toxic relationship both ways.
Yeah. Also, I forgot. Did the game actually shown Reno's alternate limit break that she gained after the experience on the space station?
I did show once in the ship, in the space, if I remember correctly.
I did mention what it does, but it's a bit weird. Basically, Reno develops Angel's Wings because she's a sorceress now, and she can cast a lot of magic in quick succession.
I did use it. It was either on that ship or maybe I'll use it later. I do remember using it once, but since it wasn't useful, I just stopped using it. Callous.
I don't think you used it in the ship. It's probably gonna be later, if I recall correctly.
Sure. I do vaguely remember using it once, though.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And okay, look, like I've said with my
Hold
PC.
on.
Oh.
Retreat. Temporary.
Right. We're not through yet,
Right.
You know. Anyway.
And also, I think in the next screen you're actually having the reunion that I was talking about. Either that or
more like
it's still one of the early ones.
Well, I think the better way of putting it too is that like the group gathers to talk about have a final motivational speech.
Here we go.
It's Ridge and Biggs.
Okay.
All right.
I actually do like this exchange.
Why the heck do I have to take orders from some kid?
I guess I'll
be Wedge while Dwibs is away.
Sure. Go ahead.
Well, he is our superior.
It's Biggs and Wedge. Friends forever.
Don't you think I know that?
He's
I chose the wrong career, being ordered on by some punk.
Wow, get this. Seifer's really that crap a boss that nobody really wants to work for him.
He's a Galbadia captain with little patience. And Wedge is a complete
That's pretty funny.
A complete wimp.
Why don't you quit and find another career, sir?
How will this duo make it in the big world?
Well, here's how they're gonna make it. Just kidding, sir.
You're right.
Yep, they're gonna quit.
We're starting to quit the game. Not even joking. We're just gonna exit stage right. You're absolutely right. I quit.
This game is the story is so bad that the characters literally quit mid story.
Let's go home and have a drink.
Yes, let's get drunk.
Honestly,
can I join?
Oh, what? Me too?
Me too.
No, Renoa, you're still a part of the story.
Chicks need the Galbadian arms.
Well, but...
No, I take the alcohol.
And yeah, this is the first time Biggs and Wedge actually don't die and just straight up go away. Amazing.
And not just that, too. They leave on their own terms. That's what's cool.
Yeah. You know what? I actually legit do like that bit.
That is good. That is good. I will give them that.
Just rage quit the game.
Yeah, you missed one of the best bits. Basically, Biggs and Wedge got so angry at the plot that they rage quit it.
Well, more I think that's
It was a legit good scene, though, seriously.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, that makes me feel so much better. I miss better scenes. Thanks for telling me that.
I mean, granted, it was more that they got sick of Seifer because, well, big shock, Seifer's apparently a crappy commander, but yeah, I legit do like it. It's one of the few times where Biggs and Wedge actually survive and get to leave on their own terms in a
I think you're the one who put it best back in part 4, or was it 5? Around there, Jova, as Squall. So remind me again why we named this guy as the captain.
Pretty much, yeah. So, with Seifer in charge of Galbadia, what wacky hijinks will ensue?
Well,
how long will it take until people...
that's actually a good, interesting... this is actually the end of Disc 3. I actually forgot to mention that last time.
Yeah, we're about to end Disc 3 with this. Again,
okay.
Again, not much happens in this game when you really get down to it.
Not really.
Okay.
Okay,
guys.
Go ahead.
Oh, go on.
It's like I said, Theo. This script feels like a first draft.
And I think I actually have an idea why, because I was searching through information about Xenogears in the meantime, just to be sure about the whole debacle that happened with this game. And TV Tropes throws an interesting suggestion. This was around the time Square was pouring money from all of their projects to finance the making of The Spirits Within. I thought it was actually later after this, but no, it was around this time.
I'll make sure
That
again,
explains
We'll take
so
you on,
much.
That move.
Literally just kicked your butts
That
a few minutes ago.
No, go fight. No, sorry. No fight. Next time.
You were stuck. He's still stuck with the Avengers arcade game, Pedro. Okay,
That's
go.
right. Surprise, you know.
All right, the bouncer robot from before.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
There's the boss.
There you go.
He literally
Yeah,
drops one.
I completely forgot. I know that this boss has a particular strategy I had to go through, but I forgot which one it is.
Whatever. The basic point is it just boils down to that. Yeah. So basically, what that movie. That goddamn movie is such a fucking black hole. That's the main reason why we have to remember that Sakaguchi himself is not clean-headed, not at all. Because because if it wasn't for his quote-unquote big passion project that he's wanted to make ever since his mom died, no offense there, but like seriously, like you already did that with 7, Sakaguchi-san.
Yeah, I was about to say, wasn't that 7?
Yeah, 7 kind of was that, but
Spirits Within wanted to double down on the message about life after death.
Okay. I guess to be fair, with 7, his mom died during the development of that, so 7 kind of had to be haphazardly constructed to fit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still worked amazingly, but I can see why I guess Spirits Within was supposed to be the real deal in regards to that. So, Tio, explain to me. So, what exactly did Spirits Within do to the entirety of Square that pretty much,
in order to gain money, it's essentially drained it from both these and Xenogears. And Xenogears was already in a bit of a pickle because stuff had to be pulled away to finance Final Fantasy VIII.
Hey, it's funny because originally Final Fantasy VII was supposed to be Xenogears, but
Yeah, Xenogears at some point was supposed to be. Hold on, this is important.
Come back to take Ellone.
Since the end of Disc 2, I was waiting.
Okay.
Looks like we got company. Show them your hospitality.
Oh look at that! Look at that! Looks like Seifer is now back in the plot somehow.
Honestly, I feel like Fusion and Raijin have had more agency.
Hold on, this is actually the moment.
Raijin, stop!
What's up?
I don't know. You tell me. We've had enough,
There you go. Even
Guess what? Pujin and Regin are again quitting. They also quitting.
Even your posse doesn't like you anymore, Seifer.
Oh, so it's like the Azula scene, except less cool.
Yeah, this is the moment where Fujin basically breaks the character.
Wait outside. Laguna should be here soon.
All right.
As for us, we've got some business to take care of. I'm going to do what I should have done all these years ago.
Come on, people. Also, Cyber's jacket is completely torn.
Not even...
Well, he's been through a lot.
Seifer, we're quitting, Don't know what's right anymore,
This is the moment, kind of like the moment where the guys are we the bad guys? Exactly, my thoughts. I thought we were a posse.
Oh, yeah, because you've been doing such a bang-up job in maintaining that teamwork, Seifer.
Not just that, posse. Not just that. It's impossible for me to feel anything during this breakup because we are.
Fujin literally breaks.
We always will be. There you go. Enough Fujin
You
break.
should join us.
Because we're a posse. We want to help you. It's hard for me to feel something here because they never really focused on this dynamic at all in the story. Whatever it takes to fulfill your dream, we're willing to do. I have zero insight into these three characters. I can't bring myself to care.
I'm gonna talk more. I'm gonna talk more about this during the boss fight, but I'm just gonna say this. I also feel like something happened with Seifer's development, and given the revolution that T was mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if Seifer's arc got cut down immensely.
Well, right now, keep in mind, technically speaking, Seifer is actually brainwashed by Ultimecia. He's not acting anymore of his own accord.
Is he really, though?
Yes, it is stated that
We want the old you back. Since we can't get through to you, all we have now to rely on is Squall. It's sad. Sad that we only have Squall to rely on.
Hey, she said it, not me.
Seifer, are you still gonna keep going?
Yes.
How dare you? I'm so much better than him.
Whatever. Writing, footing. It's been fun.
We are
Wrap it up,
fired.
folks.
But at least he lets them depart normally instead of like killing them or something.
I thought it was gonna.
Okay, now it's time.
Okay.
Well,
On
are you
the-
gonna continue with this night thing? It's starting to
On the
get
Blinky-
embarrassing, honestly.
On the
Look
8-bit
at you.
Blinky Plonky,
The night has retired.
Oh boy.
I guess you could call me a young revolutionary.
Or we could call you a twat.
I mean, you didn't even bring the chicken woos to this fight anyway.
What do you think you're doing?
Squall's
Look at you.
Don't you think it's obvious? I always gotta be doing something big.
Okay, is Seifer going off script now and just pointing out his role?
Basically.
Oh god, it's like.
Remember, he based his entire dream basically on a movie play. What do you think? I don't want to stop. I'm gonna keep running.
What are you're not Sonic the Hedgehog.
It
Shut up.
doesn't-
Yeah, exactly.
I
Like-
don't.
Seifer the Hedgehog.
I come this far. I'm gonna make it to the end.
Oh, just
Go.
just shut up and fight us so we can shut you up. Like seriously.
Wait,
Permanently.
tell you
There's no
shut
way
up
I'm sharing it
so he
with
can fight him.
you.
So he can
Wow. Wow, you are just as immature as you were back at
Okay.
the orphanage.
Let me.
Hold on, because now the fighting is
Okay.
now is gonna take a bit of a spin right now. Because
yes, Pedro?
hold on, Dweebs.
Hold on, dudes.
Because oh, look at that, guys! Odin is finally showing up to help you.
Odin, as you may know, can pretty much one-shot anyone he faces in this game.
Oh please!
Alright, Odin,
Screw that
pick
up.
him!
Tetsuken Gaishi.
Well, crap, he just killed Odin. Wait!
And his sword actually floats away to a mysterious hand. Now, hold on.
Odin?
I won't go down that easy. Show me what you got, Squall. Let me add another scar for you.
Hang on. So basically, some punk could slice Odin in half.
Yeah, if you have recruited Odin before this fight, he will try to cut Seifer, but Seifer, out of fucking nowhere, manages to reverse the Zantetsuken on Odin and actually kill him. There is a reason for it. If you manage to not kill Seifer in a couple of turns, you will have your explanation for it, but you can potentially actually not see if you're high-leveled enough.
So basically, just wait and watch for the show.
Yep.
Pretty much. Actually, it's
Wow.
gonna come up in a second. If you, there you go. Because this was the first game that introduced back my favorite character, Gilgamesh.
Yay!
Okay, this was the first time we saw Gilgamesh.
Was it you? I'm gonna mention a bit later because there's a script difference.
I love how the
Don't dodge my sword.
I love how the frame pauses every time he
The
speaks.
counter Eat this. That's because we literally framed this actual summoning animation to make it like a cutscene. Where is the dimensional interval? Basically, the original script was a bit more direct. We say, "Oh, was it you, Bart's?" But since Final Fantasy V was not as popular around that time, we just cut it away. I can understand this kind of decision.
Basically, for context, the last time we ever saw Gilgamesh before the remakes was Final Fantasy V, where he had supposedly been locked away in a
Again,
dimensional.
for all the badness of this game, I'll have to give it credit. It was the one that kick-started making Gilgamesh a recurring character. So
Pretty much, and
I
it's
will have to
freaking
pay more
awesome.
respect on that.
Renault, what the hell are
Renault,
you?
what are you doing?
Where the hell are you going? Whoa!
Not yet, Squall.
Seriously?
It's not over yet.
Well, this is boring. I'm
Seriously?
moving.
I've beaten you 1, 2, 3, 4
I'm
times
gonna
now.
milk every
Oh, hold
last
on.
second I can be on this
Go ahead,
plot.
go ahead, Shiroi, please.
Squall!
Oh, look at that! They had Renoa randomly walk out of the frame just so that Seifer can kidnap her.
Renoa,
they were
again?
gonna animate that.
Oh, hi Zell.
Squall, Seifer's got Renault
No
again.
shit.
And why didn't you save her then, if you saw it?
Because he
just
came
came
from
from
the
that
other
direction.
stairway. Because
You-
he came from the other stairway off screen, Pedro.
But
Let's just go after Seifer again.
you are all incompetent morons! Like,
Let's see, who should I bring along with me? Yeah, you know what? I'll bring Zell. Or...
I can't
Zell,
remember, Jova, like, that's the primary philosophy. Let's stick with the ladies. Shiroi, sorry, this is automated. Haven't you had enough, Seifer? I know you're not like that.
about
Can't
that.
go back now. I can't go anywhere. The sorceress is one that is Ultimecia's worse.
This is so all this is happening because Renault is an idiot.
Seifer.
I gotta milk every last second of the plot that I'm in.
Okay, I think we just need
Is
to
this
pull the
back to normal
trigger.
now?
I think so, yes. Sorry.
Alright. No, it just seemed that way. Oh, nope, that was just it.
She only said
That's
Seifer.
because this is
Yeah.
how this Kree ends actually. Because if you so basically before you find Seifer, be sure you're prepared because that was really the turning point.
Basically, yeah. Well, technically, there is going to be an opportunity for you to go back to the world map too later on.
That's the problem, Pedro.
Yeah.
All the cities are closed as a result.
In a
Only a few selected
baffling-
dungeons are not are unlocked.
So yeah, disc 3 just kind of stops. It doesn't really conclude.
Don't you see? It's a
Yeah, I really don't
cliffhanger.
understand why it was
Don't you
placed like
see?
this.
Don't you see, guys? We gotta give it a cliffhanger. Even though people have the game, so what's the point?
Not just that, Jova. Disc 4 in these PS1 Final Fantasy games is just always the end game.
Yeah, just the final dungeon and that's it.
So it's not like there's much point in pacing it this way.
Okay. So is this like 7 in the case where everything on Disc 4 was just that big space taking up
Yes,
that they had?
there's a lot more
Okay.
FMVs, Jova.
Yeah, okay. So knowing
Now, because I think... No, sorry, go on.
So knowing now what we know regarding how even Final Fantasy VIII was kind of a victim of, well, spirits within draining a lot of resources, definitely does explain a lot more why some things may have been left out here or there.
I think it's about... Basically, okay, we actually are gonna have basically one last fight. And I can tell you that after that fight... Again, this has been already the breaking point, but after that fight... Every type of plot that you will have seen basically will just end, in favor of killing Ultimecia, but only the time.
There's a chance to repeat it, right? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Oh, she's prepared. No more, please, Seifer.
I thought you said the more.
Please don't do a bad
Stop
thing.
what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, don't do the bad thing. Stop it.
Seifer,
Stop it!
Don't do it.
Stop it!
Seifer, no! Put down the
Seifer,
food.
yes! I don't tell the sorceress this one. Watch closely, Squall. Watch as I disappear from the plot altogether.
Yeah, basically.
Doing us a
Not
favor.
even joking. After this FMV, Seifer is never to be seen until the end of the game.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I have
that-
no idea what happened here. You know what time it is?
It's
No.
merging time!
You, please no, please no.
Merge.
This is not how fusion works.
You have to use polymerization.
Sure. Allow me. So this is what Homeworld thinks of fusion.
Okay, this is a escort mission boss fight. You have to kill Adele while not killing Renoa.
Okay, we have to save Renoa. Just go for Adele. Avoid hitting Renoa.
Basically, don't use air attacks.
That's okay. My limit breaks are of only one target anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm just that good at aiming my gun blade.
There you go.
We're just gonna assume none of those bullets hit her. And we're going to assume that meteor doesn't hurt Renoa either. Right, Sophie?
But yeah, basically...
I make no promises.
Yeah, keep in mind, basically, right after Adele is defeated, the game kind of speeds up a lot in order to actually already get you to the final dungeon. And as a result, all the plot lines that have been going goes to a screeching halt. And I can tell you this, the ending does nothing to actually conclude them properly. I can already tell you that.
Yep.
I mean, we get to sort of see what Seifer is up to, and it's...
and by the way, these explosions don't hurt Renoa, apparently.
I have potentially something to say also on the final FMV, but that's a story for a couple of
hours from now. I have something to say about the final FMV too, so...
Renoa, you okay?
I think we took
where's
out
Seifer? Where is Seifer?
Did he just vanish, or...?
Ellone, now's your chance!
I'm gonna say here, he should have died at this point, honestly.
Yeah, that way, at the very least, it would have actually be a conclusion.
This is again gonna tie into a theory I have now, knowing what Tio has told us regarding this game, but I really do feel like Seifer had a certain arc that was supposed to get resolved around this point.
Just get Renoa back. There you go. Basically, now that she brought...
back. Now basically the time compression can properly begin, and now it's up to Squall's team in order to get to Ultimecia's castle and kill her.
Go ahead, Shiro, if you don't mind.
What's this? The 5th time I've been kidnapped?
I was inside Adele. The young Adele.
Oh my
God, you are going to get arrested.
Okay. Renoa, you're worse than Mary Jane in the Spider-Man.
But yes, she is going to get arrested now.
Ultimecia's inside Adele, exactly as she wanted.
Oh!
There you go, ladies and gentlemen!
Inside each other.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen! We've defeated the villain by giving her exactly what she wanted. Wait, what?
well, Pedro, to be fair, that kind of thing can work, because, be careful what you wish for and all that.
True, it's just...
love, friendship, and courage! Show them what you got!
That is still a stupid idea,
the MST free cake.
Well, Squall, look at it this way. Stupid plots require stupid decisions.
And now get ready for some training.
Sorry. Let me rephrase that. Don't you see, Squall? Stupid plots require stupid solutions.
What was in that time compression, guys?
Again, let's
Look
just
at all the FMVs.
Again, let's just say Final Fantasy IX has a better trippy falling over something moment like this. That's much better.
Well, I will say this, the way the time compression is represented by literally being an Eldritch location where there is no meaning, in it.
Where do we go?
Sure. I can agree with that, Teo.
Oh God! And now we're in the opening of Kingdom Hearts to Adea's house.
I can agree with that, Teo. Even Spoonie mentioned that as well in giving it as a positive. The problem is, and I can agree with him on that. At the end of the day, it's just a spooky castle, and that's basically it, really.
No, that's true, but the way at first this is represented, look at that, the idea of the characters having to go through these weird imagery.
Oh, this is Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
It's more so, Shiroi, that what you saw in Kingdom Hearts 1 was already inspired by... Yeah.
Like I mentioned in FF1, the imagery of the doves that fly over the distance is a classic imagery starting with the first Final Fantasy. It's a thing that pretty much all games kept it. Even 13, I think, actually had it.
It's more of a Final Fantasy thing, Shiro. It's not a Kingdom Hearts thing, more like...
That's it. The whole starting underwater thing. That definitely
was Kingdom
That
Hearts.
is, yeah.
Honestly, it just boils down to the exact same type of abstract imagery. Really, it's just the kind of stuff that's square.
Points.
Yeah, you have a all right. So this is the beginning of save, but technically the gameplay beginning of disc 4 right here. So yeah, but yeah, as you can see, there's a shit ton of save points. So we're gonna save here.
But yeah, again, it feels so weird the fact that Seifer just drops from the plot altogether. Again, if you're doing that, might as well have him killed on that confrontation.
Allow me. You see, Mr. Teo. Again, he sounds like a Japanese, a generic Japanese guy. There's no particular voice I can use. You see, Mr. Teo. I just stopped caring about Seifer at this point. I just want to really emphasize how wonderfully romantic my OTP is that I've created here.
That's kind of sad because again, I honestly like I emphasized through acting through him. I really kind of enjoy Seifer's super edgy, angsty, childish attitude, with how much he can actually pull himself to do. But again, the fact that he just drops and you're not even actually giving it a conclusion until the final PMV. But again, I have something to say about that as well. You know, it feels just so odd, especially because I can tell you, future spin-off materials will actually give him much more dignity.
Yeah, to build off on what... Go ahead.
Far be it from me to give Kitase the benefit of the doubt, but again, now knowing that this game was actually a victim of having a lot of its resources taken up to fuel Spirits Within, I really am more liable to blame a lot of the reason arcs didn't go places with this game was because they were way too far in to just scrap a lot of the stuff here and there. So a lot of it feels like it's 70% complete, but isn't completely complete in that sense here and there. And again, I'll go more of it. I honestly feel like the reason they didn't kill Seifer was because they were planning to like have some final redemption thing or something and have him be playable, but then the whole resources thing happened. But it was at a point where there'd be no point in, you know, scrapping the ending cutscene as it were, or even removing that bit, so they pretty much left it so that wouldn't cause a plot hole.
It really is. It really is frustrating. That being said, that cannot excuse everything because that doesn't.
Oh, definitely not. It doesn't excuse, like I mentioned before, a possibly good story that is unfortunately conveyed terribly to the point where, yeah, we can get implications of a toxic relationship. Like, I'm certain that's not what is actually the intent, but you can read it as that with how badly everything is conveyed in there.
It's like this, like regardless of the intent, as it reads, as it's written, the relationship is toxic. That's the problem. Like you can. I mean, the truth of the matter is the script says X, and there's no way you can make it say not X. It's just X. There's no Y's in sight. It really is that simple.
Squares, circles, or triangles. This is a PlayStation game.
Funny.
Funny. But just to add to that point, that's exactly the thing about. That's another problem to add to what Teo was talking about. That's the big frustrating thing about even if you're someone who likes this game, like even in terms of concepts, all the more reason why this is so frustrating because don't allow yourself to get attached to anything in this game because the moment Kitase stops caring about it, he will just drop it. Like it's just like he doesn't even try to give it any kind of, you know, rushed ending because of the lack of resources or anything like that. No, it really is one of those cases where stuff just gets dropped without any mention. Like it really is. Ugh. Anyway, and
even though we can blame some of the drop plot points on the whole unfortunate development issues thing, I do feel like, if anything, though, he should have just bitten down on the bullets and removed them outright if they couldn't complete them properly, or you know, try and see what they could do in this regard here and there. Again, I'll go more into this with our final thoughts, which are already looking to be quite hefty based off of this game, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
It was done. There's a shit ton of stuff here that could have been easily, like for example, the whole timber thing. Okay, if you're not gonna if you can't afford to conclude that timber revolution plot, just cut it all together. It's pointless in the grand scheme of things anyway.
Okay, to be fair,
cut something else and instead railroad that to develop that. You know.
To be fair about the timber thing, that's how they get Renoa properly introduced to the plot.
Okay,
so-
sure, fine.
Like,
The Dolly mission is for them to become see I'm pretty sure there's a million other things I could say if I thought of something. Go ahead.
like again, for a situation like this, don't cut the roots, cut the branches, so the main tree still remains. You know.
I agree. Like, what they should have done was resolve the timber plot more than just abandon it.
All right, everybody. Starting next part, we'll start the final dungeon. A gigantic evil castle with thunder strike and everything. Yes, that's our final dungeon. How inspired of you, aren't you guys? And we'll also get introduced to some summons here and there. Why not? Because might as well, since we haven't actually seen much of them so far. See you then.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.